Okay, after being the obnoxious, grumpy old man yesterday, I kind of pulled my head out of my rectum. So, come on, let's take a walk. Gotta see this.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
So I was driving by and saw these little homes. I believe this is for veterans. They're mini homes. And it's called the Cove at Dundee. I know it says no trespassing, and I'm not trying to invade anybody's privacy here. It's got a primary health care clinic, and I believe this is homeless veteran housing. Little mini houses to keep them from being homeless and on the streets. These little houses were erected to give them a semblance of normalcy in their lives and not be sleeping on the streets. These are heartbreakingly small, but yet again, they're keeping them off the streets. And you can see the TOWMIA flag, and it says the VFW post 12-149. And while my heart goes out, and I'm happy that there's people being taken care of, it just seems like with the amount of money that is being given away to illegal aliens, immigrants, all the money being shoveled into Ukraine, that we could do a better job for our veterans. But this is a good start, and it does my heart a lot of good to see this. And it kind of brought it home that my troubles are nothing compared to living on the street or living in tiny home housing like this. Good morning. I thought I would do this is the next day after that intro of the tiny houses. I'm speaking in kind of a hushed tone because it's early in the morning. The sun's just coming up. You can see through the curtains there. I'm back from the gym, showered, ready to start my work day. And I wanted to fill you in on a couple little tidbits, and I apologize. The lighting's not that great, but you know, you're gonna bitch about it or not bitch about it or whatever. See if I can turn this way and get a little bit more light on me. Not that anybody really wants that, but anyways, right after I shut off that clip, I was walking back to my car, and a gentleman was walking across the parking lot. I approached him and asked him if he lived there, and he said yeah, and we talked, and they are indeed homeless veteran mini houses. On the other side of it is they're building Sorry for jiggling this. I don't have it on a tripod or anything. I'm just holding my device in my hand. So if it's jiggling and bothering you, you know, it is what it is. So found out that he was indeed a veteran, and I was looking around to see if I could find a tripod and put this on there, but I think what I'm trying to get across is so much more important than being vain about camera jiggling and, you know, whatever. So again, this is Monday morning, the 4th, I think, of February. And in that video prior, when I was ranting about contacts, 1-800 contacts, I kept misstating the date. It wasn't October 1st. It was February 1st. I don't know why I kept misstating it, but I did. January 28th and February 1st. So anyways, I approached the gentleman and talked to him, and he indeed did live there, and he explained about that is indeed a clinic that's open on Thursdays, and it's provided by the VA. And not only do they get them medicines if they need it or prescriptions or whatever, but they also help them with their VA paperwork and make sure they're getting veterans, the veterans benefits. And we kind of talked about it, and he said that there's a laundry facility on site and showers and all that stuff. And I'm like a community shower? He goes, no, they're actually in the rooms. And in the tiny houses there. And I'm recalling the conversation with the gentleman, just gentle soul, okay? And I thanked him for his service. And I had to choke down my rage at the fact that, like I had said earlier in the clip, the illegal aliens, border jumpers, getting money, billions being sent to the Ukraine for that nonsense. It's none of our business, in my opinion. He swore to protect and to defend the Constitution with his life, and he would have given his life for this country. And the best we can do is a little house for him. And it kind of rocked me back on my heels, and I wasn't going to say anything to him, but he asked if I had served, and I indeed have. A Marine, a little over 4 years, and nothing special. And it really brought home to me that I can bitch and moan about $1,000 dry suit, and he's living in that little bitty house. Now the rent's $400 all inclusive, and at least he's not on the street. You know, I get all that. I get all the positives of it. But it humbled me. I didn't really want to have too much conversation after that, because my big problem was a dry suit that it was a luxury item, and I have a roof over my head, and I'm sitting in my man cave here with all the crap. You guys have seen it. If you've seen my videos, you've seen all the crap that's just stacked up everywhere, all the ham radios and computers and big, you know what I'm talking about. I've got all this crap, and I bitch and moan. And yes, I believe it's a valid bitch and moan, but it could be far, far worse. And I wanted to put that out there. The reason I was over in that area in Savannah is I went over to, this is kind of a sunny side, Savannah Canoe and Kayak, and spoke with Nigel and showed him the dry suit. And he goes, oh yeah, that's a product defect. That's a warranty repair. If they won't fix it, if they won't handle it, just let me know and I'll call them. He didn't sell me the dry suit. He didn't have to get involved. I went over there to simply ask him where I could get it fixed and maybe a dive shop, somebody that could fix that zipper. And he said, don't even mess with it. It's a warranty repair. They'll have to honor that. And if they don't, let me know and I'll call them. He used to be a distributor for them, but because he doesn't sell a lot of that type of equipment, he doesn't carry it. He had to, there's 4 big ones, manufacturers the dry suits, and he didn't want to carry product from all 4 lines. So he's pretty much Colquist and NRS. But he said it's a very good dry suit and it shouldn't have done that. So I'll be reaching out to the company and talking to them about a warranty repair, which, you know, by the time this is settled, the water will be 70 degrees and there's absolutely no way that you'd want to have a dry suit on. Unnecessary. So pretty much this season with that purchase might be just shot. The other thing that I found out, the name of the water shoes that he sold me are called Astral. I think it's ASTRIL. You had to Google it. And I believe they're manufactured in North Carolina. And they are, without a doubt, the best water shoes I've ever worn. Now, understand, he also sold me Boundary boots. I don't even want to put a number on. After meeting the gentleman at the homeless veteran, mini houses, small houses, even saying the amount of money I've spent on a hobby is embarrassing. So, anyways, I've spent a good deal of coin with him, but he didn't have to get involved. And I would definitely urge you, if you're in the market for any type of kayak, I went in their warehouse and they have 200 plus kayaks on hand right now, ready for immediate delivery. Every type of splash suits, dry suit tops, bottoms, 2-piece, dry bags, accessories. They have it all. Okay, so it's in Savannah, over by around the corner from Whole Foods and Home Depot and that area, just right around the corner. If you wind up by Whole Foods, you're close. So I want to give him a shout out again and urge you, any of your kayaking, paddleboarding, water sport needs, you need to have a conversation with Nigel and his staff. Good people, very good people. Highly recommend. The other thing I wanted to give you a follow-up on is when I came home, I had ranted about 1-800-CONTACTS. And that was the one where I kept getting the date saying October when I meant February. And Saturday was the 2nd. And I kept getting pings on my watch that my delivery had delivered. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I knew I had some medicines, like a cholesterol medicine, whatever, that I was expecting. And I figured that's what it was. And I went to my mailbox and there's this big box, 1-800-CONTACTS. And I guess my parting comment about that is instead of getting your customer base wound up, it almost seemed like the right hand in that company didn't know what the left hand was doing. They were sending me emails saying that, hey, we're still waiting for your doctor. And they didn't next day freight, and U.S. Postal Service, USPS, and in my area, the postal carrier has your package in their car for a couple days. This is without a doubt the shoddiest postal service in America. Things that should be dropped off at the door, they stuff in the mailbox. It is what it is. I've gotten sick of talking to the postmaster at the local office, and they don't do anything. They don't care. They're lucky if they can get people to show up and carry the mail. So I wanted to address that I did get my contacts. Again, another creature comfort, $400 a month rent, tiny house, homeless vets. In conversation with him, I'd asked him, he embarrassed me 2 times. He asked me if I'd served, and I wasn't going to say anything, and I said, well, yeah. And he shook my hand and thanked me for my service. And I got to tell you, that reached down. I hear people say, thank you for your service. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm sure they're genuine, but it's never reached me. And this guy, not that it matters to me. I don't give a rat's ass what color, creed, orientation. I don't mess with that crap. You're a human being. I'm going to treat you like a human being until you get to the point that you need to be treated like an animal, and then I will deal with you like an animal. Black gentleman. So much crap in the media about how whites and blacks can't get along, and we're just 2 dudes. And I thanked him for his service, and I was genuinely concerned about his welfare and his well-being. And I asked him. So the first thing he did that just shook me to my core was when he thanked me for my service. And it meant something. The second one is I asked if there was a organization that if people wanted to donate to help them, was there anything that they needed, that the veterans needed? And it's a local VF 12149. VFW 12149 is a sponsoring organization. And we were talking about the fact that we're still losing 22 servicemen a day to suicide. And I thought he was going to cry about that. And then he shocked me further. He said, there's a lot of homeless people out here that are far worse off than I am. So if you could help them. See, when I went through the military, through the Marine Corps, through boot camp and everything, we were pretty well indoctrinated with the belief that we were there to protect those that could not protect themselves. And we were the stick of U.S. foreign policy. We went into foreign countries and broke their shit and burned down their houses, killed them, drug them out in the street and shot them because they're animals. It wasn't just normal people that happened to. You had to earn it. I was okay with that. But innocence, we protected those. And even though he'd served and had been willing to lay down his life, when you swear in, that's part of the package, potentially, and they wrung that all out of him and then threw him away, He's living on the streets. Now he's in this mini house. His first concern wasn't for himself. It was for all the other homeless people out there that have it far worse than he does. That man has his priorities right. So I wanted to eat some humble pie. And be just straight up honest, you know. This dude showed more character in class than I did. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm embarrassed at the fact that it's true, but I'm not embarrassed to share that. So, I appreciate you watching this part of the video more than anything. Of any of the other videos that I've ever done, this one kind of is more personal and more real. So, Monday morning, February 5th, 2024. Be blessed and be good to each other. Peace out.